Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to today's maths lesson where we are carrying on with our theme of fractions. And today we are moving on to tenths. I wonder if you can think of what number that is going to involve. The clue is in the name. Okay, before that, though, let's get on with some activities to warm our brains up. There's a couple of questions to have a go at there. Pause the video now and have a go. And back we come. So the first question is matching up the fraction, what fraction of each representation is green, and match those to the fractions at the bottom. So in the first one here, we can see how many equal parts have we got? Well, we've got 4, so it's been split into quarters. And how many parts are represented? That's 1, so it's 1 quarter. Okay. In the second one, we can see that we have 5 equal parts, 3 of which are shaded in, so that's 3 out of 5. And with the third one, we've got 4 equal parts, 4 equal cubes, 3 of them are green, so that's 3 quarters. Remember, we don't say 3/4, okay, we say 3 quarters, or 3 over 4, that's absolutely fine as well. On the second part, it wants to know which of the representations show 1/3. Okay, so looking through these, I'm looking at this one here. I'm thinking, well, it's split into 3 parts and one of them is shaded. However, those parts on there are not all equal. So that is not representing a third because they're not equal parts. 1 out of 3 is shaded, but they're not equal. So that doesn't count. With the second one of them is shaded. However, I've got 4 equal parts altogether, so that one isn't a third either. On the last one, I've got 1 shaded in out of 3, but all 3 of them are different sizes, so they're not in equal parts. So that one again is not representing a third. It was a trick question, Year 4. Hopefully you didn't get caught out there. Right, shall we move on with today's learning? Let's do some learning. So, have a think with this question. What fraction of the flowers are blue? Well, first of all, we need to consider how many flowers there are altogether, and you can see there are 10 flowers. 3 out of 10 flowers are blue. If I was to put that into a fraction, it would be 3 out of 10, or 3/10 of the flowers are blue. I wonder if you can tell me, Year 4, if that is a unit or a non-unit fraction. It is a... Perfect. I heard you shouting out. Non-unit fraction, because remember that if the numerator is greater than 1, it's a non-unit fraction. Okay? So we had 3 out of the 10 flowers are blue. 3/10 of the flowers are blue. Okay then. What fraction of the flowers are orange then? Well, if 3/10 of the flowers are blue, and there's only blue and orange flowers, there's not a third or fourth colour, we know that it's whatever we add to 3 to make 10. So if 3 of the flowers are blue, that must mean 7 of them are orange, so 7/10 of the flowers are orange. 7 out of 10. Remember, you can always think of it like a spelling test. 7 out of 10, 3 out of 10, etc. Here we've got a bar model. I'm going to break that into 10 parts. Okay, I've broken that bar into tenths. 10 equal parts. Okay. If I represent one of those sections, it is 1/10. It is 1 part of 10. 1 part of 10 equal parts. Okay. I'd like to have a think about these 4 representations and think which of those show a tenth, 1/10. If I say a tenth, it's just 1/10. Okay, and why? Well, with the first one there, you can see that we've got 10 circles and they are equal, they're the same size, and one of them is shaded in. So that is 1/10. It is one of 10 equal parts. With the second one, you can see there that we have 10 parts, but they're not equal. So although we have one part of 10 shaded in, we don't have equal parts. So that cannot be 1/10. With the third one, I'm looking at that, I'm thinking that shape has been split up into 5 parts. So is it showing 1/10? Who noticed though that bit that's shaded in is half of one of those sections? And if there's 5 of those sections, if we halved all of them, how many do we have now? We have 10. And we have 1 out of those 10 shaded in. So that is 1/10 because it was the original one was half of one of those sections of 5, what we call a fifth. Okay, so that was also a 10th. Well done if you spotted that one. And the fourth and final one, you can see here that it's split into 10 parts, but we've got 2 sort of half parts shaded in. So is that showing a 10th? Well, hang on. What if I took this part and moved it down here? So yes, I do have 1/10 shaded in. All right, it might not be shaded in altogether as 1, but it's still the same amount somewhere on there, isn't it? Okay, so that one is also 1/10. Really well done if you got those year 4 because this is trying to catch you out. Okay, so back to our bar model. We've got 1/10 there represented. How many do you think's represented there? Well, we could work this out in a couple of ways. We could count how many there are shaded, or we could also count how many are not shaded. Well, I've only got 1 over here. So think of our number bonds to 10 that we learnt when we were back in year 1. We know that the rest must be 9/10, because 9/10 and 1/10 make a whole. Okay. What about the part that's shaded in there? We can count the sections. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 4 out of 10, 4/10. What fraction is not shaded there then? Think back to our number bonds. It's whatever we have to complement it to get to 10. So what do we add to 4? We add 6. Got a bit weird with the camera on my hands there. 6. Okay, be 6/10. 4/10 add 6/10 makes 10/10. So what fraction of the cubes are red? Well, first of all, we need to know how many of these cubes there are altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wasn't going to presume there was 10, I'm going to count them. That means we've got 10 as our denominator. What fraction are red? Well, that's 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 10. That's going to be 3/10. What fraction of yellow? Well, what do we add to 3 to make 10? We're going to have 7/10. If we used a part whole to show that, we'd have 3/10 add 7/10 makes 10/10. Another way we can say 10/10 is 1 whole. Okay? If the numerator matches the denominator, it is a whole, 1 whole. Now, what about this one? We've got 3 parts now. We've got a red, a blue, and a yellow part. We've still got our 10 cubes. This time, what fraction are red? Well, we've got, have a think how you'd answer those 3. With our red, we've got 2/10. With our blue, we've got 5/10. And with our yellow, we've got 3/10. If I was going to put that into a part-whole model, this time having 3 parts, I'd have 2/10, 5/10, and 3/10. 2, add 5, add 3 makes 10. 10/10, or 1 whole. Year 4. Pause the video now, go and have a go at questions 1 to 4 on the worksheet. Okay, we're doing really well with these, Year 4. Okay, and well done for trying so hard. I want you to imagine this problem. Now, 7/10 of the gummy bears are purple. We've got some purple gummy bears, blue gummy bears, and some yellow gummy bears. That picture up there is just helping you to imagine gummy bears. That's not the group, that's just showing what they look like. But the 7/10 of the gummy bears are purple. What the question's asking you is what fraction could be blue and what fraction could be yellow? Have a think what the different possibilities could be. And I'll let you into a secret here, for there's more than one answer. What do you think? Okay, let's have a look then. Well, if 7/10 of the gummy bears are purple, that means that I've got 7 purple gummy bears out of 10. Well, how many extra would there be that are not purple? Okay, well, there'd be 10 altogether. So if I've got 7, if I've got 7 that are purple, I'd be left with 3 that aren't purple. Don't know what colour they are yet, but they're not purple. Okay, so now the question is, what fraction of those could be blue? What fraction could be yellow? Well, how about all 3 of them are blue? So what fraction is that? Well, it's 3 out of the 10, 3/10. So what fraction could be yellow if that was the case? Well, there's no yellow ones there. So that'd be 0 or 0/10. All right, well, let's look at it a different way. What if 2 of them were blue and 1 of them was yellow? In that case, the blue ones would be 2/10 and the yellow ones would be 1/10. Well, let's look at it a different way. What if there was 1 blue and 2 yellow? That means we'd have 1/10 is blue, 2/10 yellow, and you know what's going to come next? Well, what if all 3 of them were yellow? What fraction could be blue there? Well, that would be 0. Okay, and the yellow ones would be the 3/10. But the whole group would be out of 10. Okay, so those are the different possibilities if 7/10 of them were purple. Okay, Year 4, have a go at the rest of the worksheet. You're doing really well with this. I can't wait to see your work. Bye for now. See you later.